Alright, here's the before and after on the rods. So this is a new rod. Got some rust on it. This is a new rod. After we cleaned it, they had about the same amount of rust on it. And this thing's already flash rusting, just sitting there. So, not much difference on the raw metal part. If anything, the one that we've had in the cleaner got scummier. See how scummy it got in here versus clean. So everything is getting more tarnished, filthy looking. You see how shiny it is here and how dull it is through here. And this has a layer of scum on it. So it did knock some of the rust off though. So that did look better. Here's the carburetor. So this is one that I blasted a month or two back, so a couple months ago. These were blasted a year or two ago. But they're still pretty clean. And you can see the freshness, the machine marks of the machine back then. So we've gone from a blasted finish to this scaled up finish. And I thought we were supposed to be taking the scale off, not making them scaly. So right here it cleaned up really nice on both of these. You can see how the blasted finish is more dark. It's done in light sand. So it did smooth it up, make it shiny here, but only right in this area here. Everything else, the dirty solution that's in the tank, which was brand new, is now filthy. This part over here is covered with paint. The paint's coming off, and you can see how it's trying to clean the aluminum or the brass underneath it. So it's not doing anything for the carbon. I don't think it's got any bit of carbon off of that. Pretty much it loosened up the paint by soaking in the water. I think the hot water is what cut the paint. Yeah. And the float bowl showed the same thing. It just didn't really clean it up all that well. It's basically soaking with hot water and soap. I think it's all the same thing. It did vibrate the corrosion off the float. I mean the venturi here, which is nice, but did nothing for the carbon. And you can see how the corrosion residue is right there, starting to come back a little bit. And all the other parts, same thing. They just kind of make them scummy. It doesn't really cut them and make them look really clean. So we're going to see what that carburetor does in there. And we'll show you what it looks like after that, because that was nasty. Okay, we're at 153. It was 155 until it shut off a minute ago. Alright, we're going to see what our carburetor looks like. See, this time I drained it into the container.
Yeah, instead of letting it dribble all over the floor and the table.
And the chairs. Okay, you gonna stick your hand in there? Now I can obviously see the carburetor is dirty, right?
I think the lobster's done.
Yeah, I can see the carburetor is nice and dirty. So it didn't do much, I can tell already. So is it any different than it was when it was before?
Not a big improvement.
Now that was on the heavy 24 hertz at full power. You can see the nuts chrome now.
Yeah.
And there's no threads.
That did do something.
Seems to be a water leak. Alright, let's try this. Cool it off a little bit. Seems to be a little warm.
Yeah, maybe close to 155 degrees.
That might be what the temperature is, yeah.
There you go, throwing water around, splashing water around. It's splashing right on that electric cord.
It's okay. It's insulated. Alright, so what do we get? Which side was down? I think this side was up. So same thing, this thing that's near the bottom of the tank gets cleaned better than stuff on top. because this was on top. I remember this being up like that. So big difference between the two sides, but it still isn't cleaning. Basically, just threw it in my damn sink over there, hit it with a hose. And if I had my brush, I would actually clean it, because it's slimy. You can feel it. So basically, just cleaning water. It's not doing a damn thing. I don't see anything taken off. Carbon's still all there. So at this point, that thing ain't worth toilet paper for use.
It's doing a lot. It's spinning your electric meter.
Well, I'm sure it's doing that.
800 watts.
1600 watts
1600 watts.
for the last 3 hours, you know. Alright, so that would be a big failure. So we're going to have to come up with some better cleaning solutions here, and so far I haven't read up on much that's much better, and I don't want to spend $200 for 5 gallons of something that might work.
How about a dry ice blaster?
How about just take it home and blast the damn thing with a blast like I always do, and it looks like clean when you do
But
it.
a dry ice blaster, you don't have grit all over the place and lodged inside the crevices.
Well, when you take it apart, there's no grit anyhow if you clean it. It did clean the basket really nice, but
Yeah.
it was already clean. It was new.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to keep this water, we're going to get rid of it. I think it's done.
I think you could make some soup out of that.
I think our $10 of solution there is gone. Alright, clean this mess up and get out of here.
Okay.
Another failure.